Today we're going to check out update number 26.05.13 of s&box. Okay, so if you reviewed any of the games in s&box in the previous week, you must have used a system which allowed you to add positive and negative tags. And this week those reviews have started to show up in the game, and all of the games will also now have a star review system. Now you yourself can't review a game and give it 5 stars or 1 star. This star rating will instead be generated from a combination of reviews and thumbs up and thumbs down that a game receives. You will also be able to filter the games by their review tags now. So right now I'm on the home screen. Let me click on the games tab, and right here you can see the star rating. So if I click on 1 star right here, you can see that the lowest rated game we've got right here is known as Steal a Skibidi. I mean, makes perfect sense actually. For all means and purposes, this looks like I'm sorry to the author of the game, but like a low quality Roblox game. Although interestingly enough, when you click on the review section of the game, it says that it's mixed. Now when you click on the 5-star rating instead, it kind of makes sense that s&box is one of the most popular games right here, and it's unsurprising to see games such as Sausage Survivors 2 and Sand Miner, although I am pleasantly surprised to see something like Modelon right here. I genuinely enjoyed this game, but I thought there were a lot of people who actually did not like this game, like Hunter right here. Also guys, if you look at the rating system right now, you can see that most of the games fall into the lower ratings, especially 1 and 2 stars. Hopefully that will be better as more and more games get added to s&box. Now in the past you could also sort through games by their genre, by their style, and by their size. All of these tags come from the developers, I suppose, but now you can also sort the games by what the reviewers have said about them. So if I want to check out a really original game in s&box, I can click on the original tag right here, and here we've got a whole bunch of games. I've unfortunately never tried out any of these, and apparently the most original one is My Summer Cottage Tech Demo. You can also sort by, say, best story, and you'll get something like After a Roleplay. This is actually a dark roleplay game. I'm not sure if there's any in-game lore or something like that, but it's clear that a lot of people are also using these tags as a joke, because Flappy Box right here has gotten a good story tag. Okay then, I highly doubt this has any sort of a story. Next up, Gary has said that he is unhappy with AI thumbnails for games. He understands why people would want to use them because, they are super easy to make, but it makes everything look kind of low quality and same-ish. So moderators of s&box can now mark packages as having AI thumbnails, which will reduce their prevalence in lists and searches. Right now, if I go to the Discover tab, I'm not seeing a whole lot of AI thumbnails, but games that do use AI thumbnails such as Case Opening Simulator have actually seen a massive drop in players over the past week or so. At its peak, this game would have more players than both Modelon and DXRP, so I guess having an AI thumbnail and having the game to be reworked to no longer include actual CS2 skins has negatively affected it. Okay, so next up, one of the developers known as Matt has added 3 upscalers this week based on the ones that ship with Valve's Deadlock, which is apparently an upcoming third-person shooter and multiplayer online battle arena game. So these upscalers will let you render the game at a lower resolution to your display. So if you're playing on a high resolution display or have a lower end GPU, this will help increase performance, but it won't work for every game and for all hardware. Next up, Lawrence has mentioned that there's now an open mic setting. So if you go to settings in the top right and click on sound, you can leave it as push to talk. So you'll have to push a button on your keyboard in a voice enabled game to talk to people, or you can simply check open microphone right here. And whenever you talk into your mic, if you're playing in a game that supports microphones, people will be able to hear you. Or you could simply have it disabled altogether so you don't accidentally push a button on your keyboard and people hear your mom yelling at you to get off the computer or whatever. Next up, Gary has addressed the mixed Steam reviews. So he said that about 1/3 of the reviews compare the game to Gmod, and he said that a lot of players wanted Gary's mod in the source engine, which is why they might have purchased this game in the first place. Guys, I gotta be honest, I think Facepunch dropped the ball with the marketing here. As I've mentioned before, I think they should have either made this game an actual Gmod 2, or they should have just made it Roblox 2. I think having a sandbox mode as just one of the many games that are a part of sandbox has kind of confused players about what they're going to get with this game. Over time, people will realize that this is a little bit different from regular Garry's Mod, and hopefully those sort of reviews about expecting this to have been Gmod 2 will stop coming in. Next, about 1/4 of the players are unhappy that Sandbox does not have a workshop like Gmod. And yeah, I'd say that the Gmod workshop isn't perfect, but it's really nice to be able to go there. Like it's almost like going to Amazon, choosing what you want and subscribing to it and then opening up Gmod and then playing it. Now, Garry, on the other hand, does say that there is workshop integration in sandbox mode of Sandbox. So I suppose if you hold on to the Q button, right here under props, you've got the workshop. So is all of this stuff been added into the game by regular players like me? That might seem to be the case because we've got random characters like, Freddy Fazbear? Yeah, I mean, there's no way that Face Punch added this into the game, right? Now see, this is actually cool that I can just open the spawn menu and find whatever I want in here. But I gotta say, it's actually kind of like, there's so much trash in here that if I want to find a gem, it's kind of hard to do so. Like, don't get me wrong, I respect the players for adding whatever they thought is relevant to them. But bro, not everyone who's playing Sandbox wants to spawn in Hitori Goto right here. And the textures are broken as well. Having accessibility to everything is great, but it can also feel a bit overwhelming. Maybe I'm complaining about my lobster being a bit too buttery right now. But I'd prefer this game having a workshop just like Garry's Mod, although I kind of understand if that might not be possible. Although I must say, like, the dupes menu and even the workshop menu in this game, it loads a lot more faster, so that's pretty decent compared to Garry's Mod. Although it does still take a while to install the dupes into the game itself, and there's a whole bunch of errors attached to the dupe. This wasn't a thing in Gmod, I suppose. Next up, about 1/4 of the players also complained about AI slop. Now, Garry said that it's not their intention to encourage games created using AI, but he said that it's a user-generated content platform, so city games are going to be a part of the package. And he said that he's going to try and do what's necessary to make sure that this poo-poo does not float to the top of the game market. Next, about 1/5 of the reviewers complained about the game's performance, and Garry said that he's aware of these issues and they are making constant strides towards making the gameplay better. Next up, about 12% of reviews complained about NFTs, and Garry said that he has no idea about what this is. He's saying that there's no NFTs in the game or any sort of blockchain stuff either. My guess is that people just hopped onto games like Sand Business, saw crypto right here in the left and thought, ew, this game is full of NFTs. Guys, none of this is real. It's not real money or real crypto. Next, Garry said that about half the people that reviewed negatively went on to play more, and 6% of them played for over 10 hours more. Now, I hope that Garry isn't saying that as a dunk on the negative reviewers. I mean, if someone spent $20 on something, they're probably going to try to get their money's worth out of it, even if they don't enjoy it all that much. Next, Layla has said that the physics box 3D has been updated, and you can now stack objects on top of each other much more stably now. And right here from the game known as Sand Coin, we have a short little clip of the coins stacking on top of each other. Next, in regards to mapping, we've got the new Boolean tool. So it allows you to do some stuff like right here, we've taken a cylinder, put it into this cube, and cut a hole out of it. And yeah, you can do all sorts of crazy stuff like that while making your maps, I suppose. Then there's also vertex extrude, so you can do stuff like raise the corners of cubes and stuff like that. Make a nice little tower from Lord of the Rings, I suppose. There's also some more updates for map makers and developers, but I don't really understand them, so I won't actually be able to cover them. Now, in the past, explosives wouldn't explode on impact. Instead, they'll just like catch fire and stuff. But now in the future, they will explode on impact. And yeah, that's about it for today's Sandbox update. Click here to check out last week's Sandbox update. So I've been Jazef, you've been Martins. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.